Muller Magnetica presents the super content, the 6 signs that he's losing interest in you. Let's get started. First of all, it's interesting for us to understand the difference between signs and symptoms. Let's say I have dengue fever. One possible sign would be spots appearing on the skin. The symptoms are joint pain and the complaints that the patient reports to the doctor. In relationships, signs are those things that other people notice. Often they're not noticed by you, but are noticed by others. Let's talk about 6 signs that suddenly he might be losing interest in you and you haven't realized it. And what can you do about it? Does he keep in touch only intermittently? So sometimes he sends you a message, sometimes he calls you, sometimes he shows up and so on. In other words, there's no pattern for you to follow. He does things randomly when he wants to, and each time with longer gaps in between. Second point, he loses patience over small things. So it's that person who, normally when you say something, he already gets irritated, already gets annoyed and so on. So at the beginning of a relationship, we tend to have all that passion, that excitement, right? And everything the other person does is beautiful, wonderful, and we let things slide. But over time, we start to return to our comfort zone and lose patience even with the simplest things. So this loss of patience over small things is also a sign that he might be losing interest in you. Third point, he comes up with plans that don't include you. In other words, he starts putting himself in situations or organizing things, like suddenly going out with friends or doing something alone or with his family, which is already a sign that in some way he doesn't want you to be there. Of course, there will be times when he wants to go out alone, and at other times he'll want to go out with you as well. At times he'll want to go out with you and his friends, or with friends you both have in common, and at other times he'll want to go out with just you as well. So the point is for you to gauge and see if this aligns with what you consider a healthy relationship. Fourth point, he doesn't invite you to do things just the two of you. In other words, whenever he invites you to something, there's always someone else involved. The activities he could normally do exclusively with you, enjoy with you, he avoids. Fifth point, he's always arguing with you. Right, so for any little thing or disagreement, instead of you two reaching some kind of understanding, remember how it was at the beginning of the relationship, or think about when you argue with someone you like, who admires you, or whom you admire. Normally, you try to understand the other person's point of view and reach some kind of agreement. But when there's an argument all the time or over anything, it could also be related to a lack of patience, which comes from this disinterest. And the 6th and final point, you two don't show affection to each other. You go out with him on the street and he doesn't even hold your hand, okay? So it's not necessarily about the moment. Oh, but when we're in bed, he hugs me. That could be related to the sexual aspect. It's in those simpler moments when you're just hanging out without any expectations and you notice he's showing some kind of affection, giving you some kind of care. And if you found these tips interesting and want to apply many more like them in your life right now, click the button below or ask for the link via direct message. Certainly, by learning more about these teachings that Vanessa de Oliveira shares with you through her courses, you will become a truly powerful woman. So click the button below or ask for the link via direct message.